Welcome to 10 Minute Monday. Today, I'm going to be showing you a before and after website design based on a brand new identity. For over 20 years, Elsie Kerns has been working under the name Wellness with Elsie. And suddenly it was feeling flat. It just wasn't working and wasn't resonating. When Elsie started her business, she was in the health and wellness space, and people didn't really quite understand what an intuitive person did, intuitive energy. So years later, Elsie said, it's really time. It's time to rebrand. She met with a really brilliant branding expert, and they came up with Overwhelm Warrior for Elsie. And so when Elsie reached out to me to do a new web design, she had already had her new logo. She had a new vision for her company, and she had a new color palette, and she also had a new personality to her images. Working with Tammy and Elsie together, they helped me understand what direction they wanted to take Elsie. And so Elsie and I began to look at themes. My favorite Studio Press themes, and a few new ones were in there as well. I'm going to show you Elsie's current site. And this is her site. And she just felt that it really was time for a change. And the one page that was really working for her was this New Moon Abundance check page. So not only was the page itself, the information working, but suddenly she was getting hits on these two products which she had developed in the last 2 years. She had a store and she had many products on her store, but Tammy had said, Elsie, there's one page that's really working for you. Let's focus on that. And so that's really what has driven everything. And so I'm going to show you Elsie's new site that we're going to be launching this week called Overwhelm Warrior. And this is the one theme that really worked. I'm going to put these two sites up side to side for a minute just to show you this dramatic difference in her homepage. Right up front, here are her two products that are working for her. Her videos were working, so they came up next. The testimonials to show that she's been at business a long time. Her pages that are going to be leading to sales right away are also on her homepage. And then on every page, she has this opportunity for people to get onto her email list. We did keep some pages pretty much the same. We have her About page. And then we went to Abundance right away. There again, her big page that's working, the Abundance page. And then she's got the videos and resources because this was a good page for her. And services, we're going to be taking out the drop-down menus. People are just not interested in a drop-down. They want the information right away. We do have her products, which we brought over from her old site. And then also her contact page. So right now I'm going to open it up to Elsie to talk a little bit about what it is that we're going to be finishing up here and just about Overwhelm Warrior and why this is working for her now.
So thank you, Nancy. I really appreciate working with your website skills. It's been very exciting. I met Tammy and we kind of made this connection. This was way back in early September of 2019, and I really needed to make a change. So Tammy actually interviewed people that I had worked with and coached and got kind of an overall theme of where we wanted to go. And she also sat with me and we did some work back and forth to see what would come up. She came up with actually the Overwhelm Warrior, and that's because a lot of what I've done is help people with anxiety, and that's because I struggled with it a lot throughout my life. I didn't really know what it was. I thought I was the only one out there doing that, and then I met Donna Eden, who wrote Energy Medicine, and learned easy ways to help myself with anxiety. And I said, oh my God, this is great. You can teach other people this. So that was really how we came to the Overwhelm Warrior, that title. And the page on the front, one of the first things I did as we began rebranding this was a workshop, an online workshop, because we're going into this difficult time, called Put Out the Fire. And this gal walking through the fire became the lead-in for that workshop. And then I said to Nancy, I just love this picture so much. And this became the front page of the new website. So it's been very exciting process. And this is a little on the edge and way out there, but I will say that in many other lifetimes, I have definitely been a warrior. So this is a whole new lifetime as a female. But in those other lifetimes, I sailed with those Vikings and I did all of those wars. So I love the title Overwhelm Warrior, and we've jumped off the high dive from there.
So does anybody have any questions for Elsie or for me?
Beautiful. How much did your branding girl cost you?
The branding girl was someone I was working with on a monthly basis, and now we've switched that. She's doing some group coaching. So we did a couple of months. It was in the neighborhood of 1,000, 1,500, something like that for the couple of months that we got the branding together.
I see. It's beautiful. Absolutely.
Thanks.
You know, and also what I want to also mention that part of this theme that I was so excited about for Elsie is that this theme allowed us to have certain elements show up on every single page. And one was to keep hitting her biggest pages, the about, the new moon abundance check, and the shop. And so we're really focused on, let's make some money here. She's an online coach and it's an online business. It's not and even her branding expert said, you know, Elsie, on your other site, you're giving away so much for free. Let's make some money for you here. So we also changed that focus as well. I mean, the one thing here is a free gift, and Elsie has the videos, which she gives, but everything's going to be coming back to let's bringing in some revenue from the site.
Right. There are a ton of videos, and I found that people will look at a video. So I did more videos versus a blog because video is really easy for me. So I love doing that.
And this is one thing too. I actually took a blog page. With WordPress, you have posts and you have pages. And so post is where your blogs are, which means that the last thing you put in is the first thing that shows. So her videos are now under the blog page category. So as she posts new ones, they'll be coming up.
One thing that's interesting, I'm 76, I'll be 77, but when I look back at some of these videos I did 4 and 5 years ago that are just short, like 2 or 3 minutes, I say, oh my God, I look so much younger.
First of all, great job. I mean, I love the photos you're using in there and the feel of it. And I know that it wasn't a quick process to get here to put all this together. I know you've been working on it for a while, but if someone had put this together and showed it to you back in September or whenever you started working on it, what would have been your response back then?
I think initially, Steve, I would have shied away from it thinking, oh my gosh, that's like too bold. I don't know if I can come out as the Overwhelm Warrior. One of my friends said, you know, we're trying to promote peace, not warrior stuff. And so I'm sure I would have backed away from it.
Yeah, because I was wondering if maybe the process of putting all this together and working with your branding person and with Nancy, that it just kind of evolved for you and it, to where it became really comfortable to see.
Yes, I agree. The working with it over a period of time, and then after, you know, it was really more and more in place. I think it was the end, mid-January. We found that picture of the girl walking through fire, and I did that online workshop called Putting Out the Fire, and then I really began to feel that whole piece come together.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I just fell in love with that photo.
Yeah. Well, the photography, I mean, all of the images that you have in there just seem to fit so well together, and every one of them just kind of draw you in to look at them and just spend a moment looking at them, as opposed to, you see an image and you're ready to move on to the next thing. You want to look at it for just a moment and take it in, which is good because that keeps people there longer.
Thank you.
Yeah, and that's also going to be good for your analytics because the longer people stay. And the other thing is also, well, I wanted to mention, and you probably saw me scrolling, is that with Elsie's 2 products, right away, these are sales pages. So learn more. They're called landing pages or sales pages. We had the choice whether to let people click off or not. We could have made them a true landing page and not have a navigation menu at top, but these still have the feel of, once you scroll from the top, these are sales pages. And this also was taken from Elsie's site, and I pretty much copied everything from her old site. But she had these all in place, they're ready to go. These are powerful pictures, and that's the other thing too. Where her other site was lovely, and it was very calm and nice, but this is really a whole different energy. And that's why it was easy for me to get exactly where we needed to go, because of the work that Elsie had done prior to getting here and being very clear as to what it is she wanted to say and who she was about.
Well, it's very nice, Nancy. As usual, you get an A+.
Yes.
Elsie gets one for hiring you.
Well, anyway, so thank you all for coming. I'll let everybody know when it finally goes live with a link to your site.
Yes.
If you are viewing this from the YouTube or from my website and you'd like to come to my free trainings, please go to my website, fieldsgraphicdesign.com, and fill out the form at the top of the page. You will not only get an invitation to join me live, you'll also receive a list of my favorite free resources for great photography that you can use on your website or in any project. And also, when you join me live on 10 Minute Monday, you'll be able to ask a question about what I've just trained or even about your own website. So I hope to see you on my next 10 Minute Monday. Bye for now.